Some of Britain's stories are not legends, they are case files. A creature that leaps over rooftops. 100 miles of hoofprints left in a single night. A pair of hands that grab the wheel on a quiet road. 9 mysteries tonight, and not one of them has ever been explained. See if you can do better.
Granny Bell told me about a man who could leap over the rooftops of old London. He came at the garden gates after dark, in a long oilskin cloak, with talons for fingers. The newspapers called him Spring-Heeled Jack. In 1838, a girl called Jane Alsop opened her front door in Bow. He breathed blue and white flame into her face and tore at her dress. He vaulted the garden wall and was gone before her father reached the lane. For 70 years, he leapt across the rooftops of London, Aldershot, Birmingham. Soldiers at the barracks shot at him. The bullets did not stop him. His last sighting was Liverpool, 1904. He cleared a row of terraces in 2 bounds. No one ever saw him land. Granny Bell told me about a thing the children saw over a church in Cornwall. Mawnan Smith, Easter Sunday, 1976. The church sits alone in the trees above the cove. 2 girls came running down the path, white in the face. They had seen a man with wings hovering above the tower, grey feathers, round black eyes, claws instead of feet. A week later, 2 other children saw it again, by the river. They drew the same picture without speaking to one another. The vicar would not bless the tower after that summer. The path up to Mawnan Church is overgrown now. The locals do not walk it after dark, even in Easter week. Granny Bell told me about a thing that hunts the moor in Cornwall, Bodmin Moor. The gorse and bracken run for miles, and the light dies early there. For 40 years the farmers have found their sheep torn open in the night. Something low moves through the dark, 2 amber eyes close to the ground. Then it breaks cover, a great black cat, far bigger than any cat should be. It crosses the open ground in long silent strides, and is gone into the heather. The army searched the moor in 1995, and found nothing they could name. But the prints are still there, pressed deep in the soft mud by the trail. Far too wide for a fox, far too wide for any dog. Walk the moor at dusk, and try not to wonder what is walking behind you. Granny Bell told me about a road on Dartmoor that takes the wheel from you, the B3212, the stretch above Postbridge, where the moor opens out. A motorcyclist was thrown from his bike there in the summer of 1921. He said 2 large hairy hands had closed over his own on the grip. A doctor in a pony trap was forced into the verge the same week. A cyclist felt them grip the handlebars and was lying in the heather a moment later. The army surveyed the camber. They could not explain the bend. Locals said it was older than the road, older than the bridge. A caravan couple in 1924 saw a hand come in through their window at night. The road is still there. The bend is still there. The hands have never been explained. Granny Bell told me about one winter night in Devon, February the 9th, 1855. The county woke to deep snow and a single line of tracks, cloven prints like a goat's, evenly spaced, as if one thing walked upright all night. They ran dead straight across gardens and lanes, up to a high stone wall. They did not stop. They carried on, over the steep cottage roofs. The villagers gathered and pointed, for no ladder had touched the snow. The trail ran for 100 miles, and never once turned aside. No animal walks like that. No man could make them in one night. It was never explained. The parish wrote it down and left it there. Walk a Devon field after the first frost, and look for the line through the hedge. Granny Bell told me about the lights that walk the East Anglian marshes, the Fens at night, a narrow peat path, black water either side, the last light gone. Stay to the path, the old folk said. See a light and hide your own. Out over the bog, a pale flame kindles, low above the water, and beckons. They called them the lantern men. They carry a light and wait for you to follow. Walk toward it, and another kindles, then another, leading you off the safe ground. The lights circle and draw you deeper, until the path is gone and the water takes you. They found the lost ones at dawn, face down in the reeds, miles from the path. The fen is a nature reserve now, but go at dusk, and far out one light may flicker once. Do not go to meet it. Granny Bell told me about a stone in a Cornish churchyard above the sea, St. Levan, far west of Penzance, where the cliffs fall to Porthgwara. The saint himself was said to have split the boulder with a single blow of his staff. He left a prophecy with it in the 6th century before he was buried beside it. When a pack horse with panniers can ride through the gap, the world ends. The crack was a finger's width then. A child could not fit a hand inside. The locals measured it every Easter, father to son, for 1,000 years. By 1900, a small dog could pass through it without ducking. The vicar measured it in 1957. He stopped measuring after that. The stone is still in the churchyard. The crack is wider this year than last. Granny Bell told me about a town that fell into the sea off Suffolk. Dunwich, a medieval port with 8 churches and a king's harbour. The Great Storm of 1286 took the first of it down the cliff. By the time the last church fell, the bones in the graveyard were going with it. The fishermen would draw up roof tiles in their nets for years after. The old people said the bells still rang from beneath the water, always before a storm, always in the small hours. A boy out for crabs in 1923 heard them under his feet at low tide. The cliff at Dunwich is still falling a few inches every winter, and the sea, when it is quiet, is never quite quiet here. Granny Bell told me about the lady who walks the staircase at Raynham Hall, a great Jacobean house in Norfolk, where a window or two always seems lit. They say she is Dorothy Walpole, locked away by her husband until she died. Guests see her come down the oak stair by candlelight, in a brown gown. A man once fired a pistol straight through her. She did not even pause. Look too long, and you see 2 dark hollows where her eyes should be. In 1936, a photographer caught her on the stair, fading into the air. That picture has never been explained, and people still argue over it. The staircase is roped off now. The guides hate to be last up there. Stand at the bottom on a still day and watch the shawl on the banister move.
9 mysteries. 9 times Britain looked for an answer and never found one. Maybe you will. A new tale waits for you every day if you keep your eyes open. Some things are still out there.